to this channel. I do not know why people say welcome, because it is not a house. For the 2 years that I've tried to do this YouTube thing, I have been trying and racking my brains for something that I would do that I would not feel strange doing. I am happy to announce I have finally found it. Books. I do love books. Books give me peace. Books define who I am. Books just rejuvenate me when I'm feeling low. Books just define me. But for some years, hapo kidogo, I have been slacking. I have not been reading as many books as I would like to read. And one of the goals this year, before everything else that is happening, I had decided to go back into reading, to read a lot more books, to read a lot more articles on the internet, to read journals, and both fiction, novels, academic work. That was my goal this year, and I am happy to announce I have been doing pretty well so far. I've read like 4 books this year, so that is great. While on that journey, I decided why not document it, so that one day in the future I am able to appreciate myself, and should I get into another slump, I have something to get back to, which is the videos I'm going to be doing on this channel. If you do like that kind of thing, may subscribe, share with your friends who love books, and let's see what we get out of this. So in this particular episode, I want to talk about the book that I read this year, the very first book of the year, the book I have been wanting to read since it was released, and the book that got me into that, the book that set my ground on the feet when it comes to reading. This is the book that got me reading this year, and I can't be happier. And this book is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Anyone who knows Noah knows that he has the ability to just get you off your feet. Comedy, TV show, writing. I'll just go ahead and read what one of these, what are these called? The things behind, the things below the blurb. These things. One person said, has a great story to tell, a little scary, but trust me, it's funny. Like Noah and I, after reading this book, we share a lot of things. What the book is about is basically his life. He was born in South Africa. His father was Swiss, which is white, and his mother was a minority, which is she was a black woman. And during the apartheid era in South Africa, at the time Noah was born, having a relationship with a person of the different race, whether black or Indian, whether white and Indian, whether Indian and black, it was illegal. You were supposed to stay in your cocoons. So Noah's mother and his father got into a relationship, and they bore him, and basically he was born a crime because it was illegal to have such kind of relationships. So this story is about his life as a mixed child, because he lacked belonging. He is neither white, nor is he black, so he was sitting on the fence. He was in the middle. Hako tu Americariro. This story for a very, very, very long time made me sleep with this book right next to me. You see how you get that series and you just can't stop watching? This was that book for me this year, and so far I am really happy that I have gotten to read the book. Anyone who knows me knows I do not survive well with PDFs. Okay, they're called ebooks. I am not able to read an ebook, so when I was able to lay my hands on the physical book, I was very happy. Things that stood out for me in this book. 3 things stood out. The flow of the story, how relatable these stories are, and the writer's voice in this book. I would start with the writer's voice. The writer's voice is how a writer is able to communicate with their audience, how coherent are their thoughts, how complete are their sentences, how do they form their words, how do they connect their words, how do they alliterate the words that they write. So Noah's writing skills, top-notch. They are so these things compounded together, they make the story coherent. His story is very coherent. His writer's voice is robust and well described, and the story flows. At the end of every page, you want to turn on the next page and see what is on the next page, and then go on to the next page. You do not want to stop reading. And when the book ends, and it ends a little abruptly, I would say. It's disappointing because you don't expect such a story to end. You want him to keep talking and talking and talking, and that stood out for me. So in conclusion, what I love about this book is how coherent the story and thoughts are, how relatable this story, not explained relatable. He has been brought up in an African household. I have been brought up in an African household, and not just the kawaida African household, it's the actual deep rooted African household. My mom is the kind of mom who, she's just not Noah's mom. If you read this book and you see how Noah describes his mom, you know my mom. That is my mom. So this book is so relatable. I found myself cracking and laughing because every story he tells, or 90% of the stories he tells, I have a story similar to that, and it's hilarious. So that was relatable to me, and I think it's the fact that he's African which makes him so relatable to me, and that is my opinion. So the three things that stand out in conclusion: the context of the book, how coherent the book is, that is very good, how he writes, how he talks, and how he speaks, because when I was reading this book I literally read it in his voice, of course. So this book is very coherent. This book is well written. The writer's voice is exactly how it's supposed to be if you want a nice book. And finally, the book is very relatable. Did I dislike anything about this book? No, not really. When I find a book I love, it's very hard for me to pick out something that I dislike about it. And also when I find something I hate, it's very hard to pick up something that I like about it. There is no in between for me. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. And this book, I love. Something that disappointed me for is how the story ends. You want him to keep writing and writing and writing. So if he could keep up the story and just tell us what went on, how he has gotten into adulthood, I would appreciate, but that is not something I hate per se. Yeah. So to conclude, this is a good book to read. Like stories about people's lives. If you like a story that educates, if you like a story that educates, entertains, and enlightens and inspires all in one, get this book. It will be worth it. I recommend you getting the hard copy book, so that every time you want to reach out and read something, or you just want to highlight something on this book like I have, you can get this book, so that you get to highlight all of the fun nice things. If you think too much about the ass kicking your mom gave you, or the ass kicking that life gave you, you will stop pushing the boundaries and breaking the rules. Did you get that? Another quote that stood out in this book is that regret is a question to which an answer we will never get. What have I just said? What have I just said? No, that is not how you should say it. What I wanted to say is, success is an answer, failure is an answer, but regret is a question to which we will never find an answer. What he tries to tell us here is that anything that you want to do it, just do it, because at the end of the life, when you're lying on your deathbed, if you will have one, you will always ask yourself, why didn't I do this? When should I have done this? Why didn't I not do it? But if you do it and fail, you have your answer. If you do it and succeed, there, your answer, you have it. So this has been that book, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. This is how it looks like. I got mine from a guy outside GPO. I think I got it for around, if not 950 shillings, because I had to bargain. It's 1,100 bob. I am not sure. You confirm. But that is where I got the book. There's also a guy on Tomboya Street. I'm not sure he has the nice ones. I'm not sure he has the book in its original version, but it's the book, right? And it's a hard copy. I don't know how much he sells his books at, but there's a guy on Tomboya Street, right outside Choppy's supermarket on the Tomboya Street. Yes, the crowded street. There's a guy there that has nice books, affordably. You can get them and enjoy if you're in Kenya. If you're anywhere else, get it from the shops, I guess. If you like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, and do all the good stuff. I'll see you next time. My name is Mwende. Bye.